Hello friends, welcome to GS Core, and this is our questions daily initiative for prelims. In this, we will be looking at current affairs, but from the point of view of MCQs. And our goal is to help you in developing the methodology that will provide you indicators to answer the question or take educated guess. So the first question is, which of the following government initiatives can help rural artisans, farmers, craftsmen tap into global and urban markets? Okay. Now in this question, what should be my focus? My focus should be specifics. What do I mean by that? So if I look at all the options provided, all of them cater to the need of rural economy. In this, therefore, I have to take into consideration that particular option which 100% deals with it, only with it. Alright. So here, I will stick to C, that is National Rural Livelihood Mission. If I take into consideration Startup India, now what is Startup India? It is to promote entrepreneurship. Where? All over India. Rural, urban areas both are included in it, right? So this will not be my right answer. It does focus upon rural India, but not exclusively. And I want to look into an initiative that focuses upon rural India exclusively. Second is Digital India Initiative. Again, what does it look into? Providing digital platforms, digital literacy, right? Again, it will take into consideration. It will basically take into consideration the demands of whole of India. Alright, it will take into consideration growth of whole of India. Make in India, it is focusing upon manufacturing sector. Again, throughout India. Whereas National Rural Livelihood Mission, now what does it do? It takes into consideration the upliftment of rural economy. That is why C will be my answer. Other thing, now this is basically, what I will say is one indication that I have got over the years by taking into consideration UPSC questions, and that is whenever an option is provided in bracket with its short form and others are not, then that is the right answer, that is the correct answer. Alright, but don't rely on this method exclusively, but this is one of the ways in which you can get the indications. This is one of the ways in which I will say you can get the indication. Second question that I will now take into consideration is based upon budget. It is basically a scheme. It is a fund, but oriented towards being a scheme that will help boost the Indian economy. Alright. It is Maritime Development Fund. Now, in such funds or in schemes, what has to be taken into consideration? What all has to be taken into consideration? First, I will say core objective. Second, I will say focus population. So, if suppose the scheme is upon job creation, then what type of job creation, and this job creation will help which population of India? So, focus population. Alright. Third, I will say private sector and public sector, their contribution. The partnership between private and public sector and their contribution in this particular scheme. In public sector, if it is exclusively public sector scheme, only public sector will be working in it. So division of cost between governments, that is center and state division. Alright, and ultimately the ministry which will oversee the implementation of the project, or will be caretaker of the fund. That has to be looked into. So here the first statement reads, the fund has the total corpus of 25,000 crores with up to 49% contribution from government. यहाँ पे देखो, in such type of question this contribution wala aspect is more important. This 25,000 crore basically will not be asked, but we have provided it so that you can remember. It will give you some sort of confidence, but it is not important from prelims point of view. What is important from prelims point of view is this 49%. So if you see contribution both from public and private sector, now this pointer becomes important. All right, and as far as this scheme is concerned, the statement is correct. So 49, up to 49% of the contribution will come from the government. Rest has to be mobilized by ports in India and or the private sector. All right. Second, by 2030, MDF, that is Maritime Development Fund, aims to generate 1.5 lakh crore investment in shipping sector. 1.5 lakh crore investment in shipping sector. Now this again 1.5 lakh crore, now data wise it is not important. Again it will, just because it gives confidence to you, now we have provided you with that number. What is important? In the sector in which it will focus upon itself. Okay. So because the question is Maritime Development Fund, now obviously the orientation of it will be towards shipping sector, right? So this statement is again correct. I will though want you to know in such type of questions, now I will though want you to know with certainty. So even if it is Maritime Development Fund, it may not relate to shipping sector, it may relate to underwater mining. So this information has to be there with you in certainty. If you do not have this information now, I repeat, if you do not have this information now, then this particular question has not to be attempted by you. This second statement is actually make or break statement. In such type of questions related to funds now, where this fund will invest itself or where the money from this fund will be invested, now it becomes the make or break statement. So if you do not have information with respect to the area or the sector in which the fund will be invested, now do not, I repeat, do not attempt the question. All right. Third statement, customs duty exemption on inputs and components used for ship manufacturing has been extended for another 5 years. The statement is incorrect. It is extended for 10 years. It is extended for 10 years. Last, the shipping financial assistance policy will be revamped to address cost disadvantage in the sector. This particular statement is correct. This particular statement is correct, and what I will recommend is, because in budget this policy has come up, that is shipping financial assistance policy, because it has come up, now I will want you to read about it. Now you basically need not go through the government website. What you can do is you can take up or you can go to the website of GS Core. There we have provided you with the PDF on shipping financial assistance policy. If you find it difficult, you can you can write a comment, and I will personally see to it that the link is provided to you. So how many of the statements, how many of the above statements here are correct? 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Our answer will be only 3, that is C will be our answer. All right. So remember this particular pointers. Remember this particular pointers. One more thing that I need to inform you, and that is about policies. As I have stated here, now I am reiterating that any policy that is in news, in budget or in economic survey, that has to be read. Confirm question will appear. Confirm question will appear. All right. In tomorrow's session, in the next session, what I will do is I will create an MCQ on this policy itself, so it helps you. It basically helps you. Next question, it is related to energy security. Next question is related to energy security, and what does the question ask you? What does the question basically ask you? With reference to energy security, because this term is always in news, consider the following statement. Acha, this is the new trick that has been developed by UPSC for creating question. Words that are commonplace, that means words that are normally used, they will ask you meaning with respect to that. Meaning and dimensions. Meaning and dimensions of such words. For this, what you can do is you can take help of thematic current affairs of GS Core. Thematic current affairs of GS Core. So what we have done is we have collected we have collected different themes and current affairs related to those themes, and we have defined, first and foremost, we have defined those themes and provided for their various, various dimensions, so that any questions on it do not go unanswered or answered incorrectly by you. So you can again take help of thematic current affairs of GS core. It will help you immensely. So chalo, let us basically see what is energy security, what they want you to know about energy security. Energy security includes availability, accessibility, affordability and sustainability of energy. Energy security includes availability, accessibility, affordability and sustainability of energy. Absolutely correct. There is no doubt with respect to it. Alright. Now this is a commonsensical definition. Alright. All these particular terms satisfy the need of what could be energy security. Alright. So it is more or less based upon, common sense. Even if you have not read the definition, even if you have not bahated the definition, it is based on common sense. If you have all these four components, you can say that you have energy security. It plays a role in ensuring food security, as energy is essential for agriculture and food distribution. Absolutely correct. Okay, this is another commonsensical statement. Now what will UPSC do? It will provide for the third statement, which will be in a way mischievous. You will not know whether to orient yourself towards the statement or not. The third statement is political stability is not a concern in energy security, as energy supply does not impact governance. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now this you can relate to what you read in newspapers. Right? What you read in newspapers. On the basis of the price of electricity and on the basis of availability of electricity, elections are fought in India. Elections basically are fought in India. So India is now looking at Delhi elections, and one of the muddas of Delhi election, what is it? What is it basically? Power cuts. Now here I am not supporting or opposing any particular political party, but this is a mudda that was taken up, right? So you have to connect it with current affairs. Connect it with current affairs. Okay. So a particular statement related to a theme, if you are not able to gauge its length and breadth, now what I will say is connect it to what you have read about that particular theme in current affairs, or how that theme affects current affairs. So here what do we see is first and second statement are correct, hence our answer will be A. Our answer basically will be A. Moving on to the last statement of the day. Now this is a new term that has come up. Okay. And in science and tech, now what UPSC has the habit of? UPSC has the habit of asking terms. There are basically 4 subjects in which it is done. First is of course science and tech. Second I will say is economy, and here terms I will say, important terms I will say are the ones that appear in survey. Alright. Second I will say is environment and ecology, and here pe terms that are in news due to an international conference on environment. Okay, international conference on environment, that becomes important. Lastly, I will say polity. Okay, and here pe Supreme Court, using a particular term in its interpretation of a case. There what we see is UPSC tends to ask you question, but mostly out of these 4 I will say science and tech, and it is economy where terms are basically focused upon. So what is the term? It is Crosspathy. What is the question? What is Crosspathy in the context of medical practice in India? In such terms now I will say you have to be specific and certain. There is no case of, I will say, judging. ठीक है, ऐसा होता ही नहीं है. Now this is a new term. Most of you must have not heard about it. So tell me, how will you basically guess? Guesswork in such questions is not possible at all. Guesswork in such questions is not possible at all. Any term that is new, any term that is technical, in that I will not suggest you to go with guesswork. ठीक है. So the question is, what is cross-party in the context of medical practice in India? The integration of traditional and modern medicine in a regulated manner नहीं. The practice of healthcare professionals prescribing or practicing medicines outside their recognized field of expertise. This is the right answer. And the term is in news because Maharashtra government recently what it has done is it has permitted doctors from homeopathy to prescribe medicines of allopathy. Alright, and this particular term or this particular concept is also taught at all India level and by different states also, though it has now been done by Maharashtra. So remember Crosspathy and remember who has done it. Maharashtra has done it. Alright friends, thank you so much. We will bring you such videos, such voiceovers on alternate days, and as I told you, we will be focusing on methodology. If you feel that you have benefited from this video, please like and please also share the video so that other aspirants get benefited out of it. देखो UPSC का पढ़ाई cannot be done with a greedy mindset. The more you share, the more you get. And also please subscribe to our channel for content that will help you in prelims. Alright, thank you so much. Bye.